Welcome back to Ancient Signals, that flickering, liminal space between what we know and what we aren't supposed to. You're gazing at your screen, the image crisp and vibrant, yet sometimes a flicker, a stray blue pixel where everything should be uniform gray. You blame your monitor, or maybe the electrical grid. Now, expand that flickering perception to your entire universe. You are staring not at an infinite cosmos, but at a gigantic, beautifully rendered digital screen that's starting to show its age. You probably won't survive this intellectual journey with your current understanding of reality intact. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Imagine yourself, a brilliant but disillusioned physicist, working in a sterile, silent lab. You're not chasing new discoveries, you're pursuing certainty. You spend months running high-precision experiments, fixated on the bedrock of existence, the fundamental constants. You rely on them the speed of light, the gravitational constant, to be utterly unchangeable. That is the foundational expectation of modern physics, a mainstream historical fact accepted since the earliest days of quantum mechanics. But one day, the data shifts. It's microscopic, almost insulting in its subtlety. A tiny, creeping depreciation in the value of the fine structure, constant, the very ratio that dictates how atoms hold together. You are looking at the foundational rules of your reality, and those rules are degrading. This is where you measure the decay. You spend a year repeating the measurements, blaming every piece of equipment, every stray thought, before you are forced to accept the terrifying truth: the constants are not fixed. They are decaying slowly, confirming your deepest, darkest suspicion: the universe is a program, and it's running out of processing power. This realization immediately explains a quirky or fringe tidbit you once dismissed: the cosmic ray fingerprint. You remember that some observers have long noted that high-energy cosmic rays, upon entering the atmosphere, seem to follow pathways that are just a little too organized, a little too predictable for true chaos. You now understand why. They aren't random. They are being smoothed over, optimized on the fly, just like a video game engine reduces the detail on objects far away from the player to save computational resources. Your reality isn't organic. It's being managed. You realize your existence is dictated by a massive, ancient piece of software, and that software is experiencing a memory leak. The universe isn't expanding limitlessly. It's retracting, subtly sacrificing its own fidelity to keep the core illusion running. You are living inside a finite, allocated space. Historians still argue whether the discovery of stable atomic structure was more impactful than the moment you realized that the laws governing it were fundamentally unstable. This is the moment you stop being a scientist observing the universe and start being a prisoner, analyzing his cell's failing architecture. Remember that unsettling feeling from the last section, the realization that the laws of physics are failing. That sense of being managed. Now, you must take the next step, identifying the walls of the cell. If your universe is a simulation, there has to be a mechanism that keeps you from seeing the raw reality just outside the window. You turn your attention to the most mysterious component of the cosmos: dark matter. For decades, scientists used dark matter as a cosmic accounting tool, the invisible, non-interacting mass necessary to explain why galaxies spin without flying apart. You hypothesize that dark matter isn't mass at all. It's the architectural scaffolding and the concealment layer of the simulation. This is the moment of locating your true walls. You utilize your models, mapping the faint, peculiar gravitational anomalies across the universe's edge. You find that dark matter isn't evenly distributed. It forms structured, concentric shells, an immense barrier, or a great firewall, around the observable universe. This firewall's purpose is singular: to absorb any information that might breach the simulation, Any light or signal strong enough to pierce the visible horizon is simply bent back, creating the illusion of infinite expansion. The energy you observe decaying from the fundamental constants, it's not simply disappearing, it's being funneled directly into these dark matter shells. The simulation is eating its own core logic to reinforce the prison walls. It's the ultimate resource management system, one that values containment over fidelity. You've found the truth. This cosmic prison isn't built to keep you safe. It's built to keep you blind to the original, unsimulated reality beyond. This structural revelation immediately gives context to a highly peculiar tidbit: the mystery of Oumuamua. You remember the strangely elongated interstellar object that accelerated unexpectedly as it left our solar system, behaving as if something other than gravity was pushing it. You now understand that Oumuamua wasn't a natural comet or even alien technology. It was a fragment of the native, non-simulated reality that momentarily slipped through a decaying crack in the firewall, the sudden acceleration. That was the firewall's automated defense system, scrambling to eject the foreign object before it could contaminate your reality. The decay of the constant alpha, which you first detected, means this system is doomed. Chemical bonds rely on alpha. When it finally fails, life will not end in fire, but in a silent, final de-rendering. You will simply dissolve as the underlying code collapses. Historians still argue whether the invention of the printing press was more important than the first successful detection of gravitational waves. But you know the most important discovery is realizing that the rules governing reality are temporary. You look up at the stars, a beautiful, massive piece of digital art, and you feel the cold, heavy realization that the true, unprogrammed universe is just inches away, on the other side of the dark matter screen, waiting for the moment your digital prison finally fails. If you want to keep deciphering these ancient signals, like the secret structure of reality and the true purpose of cosmic firewalls, take a moment to breathe. The concepts we explored today are designed to disturb the neat borders of your mind, forcing you to reconsider the certainty of the ground beneath your feet. But remember, the knowledge that your universe is finite is the first step toward true freedom. We may be living in a prison, but your ability to question, your curiosity, remains unsimulated. Find comfort in the flaws, for they are the only truth you possess. If you want to keep deciphering these ancient signals, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.